Hey guys, how's it going? Are you ready for drawing time? Remember, this week we're drawing all sorts of things in the jungle. I like the jungle, I think it's pretty cool. All right, get your drawing hats on. Today, I was thinking we would draw an animal that goes like this. Oh, oh, ah, ah. Do you know what that is? It's a monkey. Oh my goodness, monkeys are such cool creatures. They've got two hands and 2 feet just like us, and they got 5 fingers, and they climb in trees, and they like to eat bananas. So they're pretty cool. We're gonna do this drawing today in 4 parts. We're gonna first get out our pencils and draw it with the basic shapes with our pencils. Then we're gonna go back and draw over the shapes with our marker. Then we're gonna get our colors out and add lots of color. And then we're gonna go back and add even more color. Okay, ready? Let's go. All right, so for this monkey, we're gonna just draw a big kind of oval in the middle for the monkey's body. And that oval was a little wonky, so I'm just gonna kind of erase the other line I don't need. I found that most things can be broken down into basic shapes. And this monkey is just gonna be a lot of circles kind of stuck together. So that's his tummy. And then we're gonna put his head, so just draw another circle kind of sitting on top of there. Nice. And then we're gonna draw his arms. Now to draw his arms, we're gonna have to be really good at our ABCs. Let's practice. A, B, C. Can you practice drawing the letter C like this? We're gonna use that a lot today too. All right, so for his arm, let's draw, actually first, before we go to his arm, let's add his ears. All right, so let's draw that letter C right here on the side of his head. We're gonna draw a little letter C, just like that, and then on the other side, let's do the same thing, but backwards. Good. Now let's go back and draw an even bigger letter C. There we go, nice. All right, now we have to add his arm. So what we're gonna do is, starting right here, kind of where his head kind of meets his body, we're gonna draw our letter C and make it kind of stop before it gets to his head. Then go a little bit lower and let's do the same thing, kind of like we did on the ears, and then stop. All right, so there's one hand kind of coming up to his head. Then you can add a little circle kind of right here for his hand. He might be scratching his head. Now let's do the other arm. So starting where his head kind of meets his body, we're gonna draw a C, but this time it's gonna go down. Just kind of like that. And then let's do another one a little bit lower. Draw that other letter C, and then kind of stop, and then draw a little bit of a circle. Nice. All right, so there's his arms. And we can go back and add some fingers if you want. If you want to just leave them as circles, that's okay. But if you want to, you can add a few little lines showing that he has some fingers and a little thumb down here. Just kind of connect the little fingers with little circles. I'll do the same thing down here. I'm just drawing little kind of bumpy shapes to show his little fingers, but you can leave them as circles too. Okay. Now let's add his legs. All right, so there's his hand and his other hand. Now his legs are kind of going to be like letter C's, so let's start kind of down here closer to the bottom of our circle, and we're going to bring it out kind of like it's starting to do the letter C, but before we bring it back up, we're just actually going to bring it out kind of more straight. So let's do that as well. I'm going to do that same line over again just real quick, and then I'm going to go down and draw another line and have that one follow. There we go. So it's kind of like a letter C, but then it gets more straight at the bottom. Let's do the same thing over here. All right, so I'm gonna start right here. Letter C, kind of gets straight at the bottom. Then I'm gonna go up maybe behind his hand, and I'll draw his other leg. It gets kind of straight at the bottom. Nice. And if one leg's a little bigger than the other, that's okay. You can always go back and add another line and change things around. That's what's really nice about getting your drawing all worked out at the beginning with pencils first, because then you can erase things as you go. Okay, so there's his legs. Now let's add his feet. For his feet, I'm gonna do kind of a jelly bean shape. So I'm gonna do kind of a circle, and it's gonna kind of curve at the top of the circle. And I'll do the same thing over here. Circle, and kind of curve right here. Okay, good, nice. So there's the basic shape of our monkey. Let's go back and add a few more details. So, well, we have to add his face first, right? So let's add 2 eyes, so kind of up at the top of his ears here. You can even just draw an imaginary line. I'm gonna do 2 kind of big circles. I think I'll make one even bigger. and then 2 littler circles in the middle of that. Good, and they're kind of at the bottom of that circle, so it looks like he's maybe looking down at something. And then we're going to do another circle, and this one's going to be a long kind of stretched out circle. And that's where his smile's going to go right here, and 2 little nose dots for his nostrils. Good, guys. Now we've got our monkey basically drawn. Wait a second, we're missing something. What are we missing? We're missing his tail. Okay, for the tail, you know the letter S? It's also part of the alphabet. We're going to draw the letter S. It's going to kind of start here and then come back down, and then maybe it's going to go back again. All right, and then you can kind of connect it again and follow the S shape. Monkeys just have tails that go all over the place, so whatever squiggly line you do is fine. Okay, so now our monkey is basically drawn in there. One last little thing we're going to add before we do the black lines is we're going to add some shaggy hair to the monkeys. Monkeys aren't just, smooth, they've got lots of fur on them. And to do that, we have to draw jaggedy lines. So let's practice real quick. A jaggedy line is where you go like this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And remember, when you go up, it's a little longer, down is a little shorter. Up is a long line, just a little short line for going down, long line, short line. And you can do it really fast too. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Or you can do slow, however you like. Just practice that a few times, because then you're going to go over your whole monkey and you're going to add jaggedy lines to everywhere where his, arms and legs and pretty much everything is. And that's what you're going to draw back over with your black marker in a second. All right, adding some jaggedy lines here to the monkey. Let's do some for his belly too. Oh, they've got big hairy bellies. And his legs, of course. Oh, another thing, where his leg meets his foot, definitely put some jaggedy lines there. Because later, that's going to help us separate the 2 shapes, because we're going to color them different colors. We're going to color his feet a different color than we color his legs. So it'll help to have that jaggedy line there. And you can leave his ears unjaggedy, or you can add a few jags if you want. Jiggity jags. His tail, this sure is a jiggity jaggedy monkey. Okay, now I think we're pretty much done. Okay, great, guys. So now you're going to go back with your black. Well, you know what? First of all, you finished part 1. High five. That's great. Now for part 2, if you want to go on, you're going to get out your black marker and you're going to draw over all the pencil lines, all the jaggedy pencil lines, and everything you've drawn, and then you're going to erase the pencil lines after the marker is on there. Okay, ready? Here we go. All right, guys, and guess what? You just finished part 2. High five! Wow, this looks like a great monkey. So if you want to stop here, this is actually a fine place to stop. Your monkey is all drawn in. But if you want to keep going, we're going to go on to part 3. All right, ready? Part 3, we're going to color our monkey in, of course. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do that. Okay, so for part 3, we're going to color our monkey. Well, okay, first of all, what color are monkeys? Well, most monkeys are kind of brown. Some of them are black. Some of them are maybe a little bit white or gray. But I thought it'd be really fun if we made our monkey purple, because you can do whatever you want in art. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm getting out my light purple, or if you don't have a light purple, you can just get out your purple and color kind of lightly. And I'm going to color all of his fur purple. And then I'm going to do the other arm too. Basically everywhere except for his arms or his legs or his mouth. We'll get to his face in a second. Sorry, everywhere except for his hands and his feet you want to color purple. But everything else, yes. Does that make sense? Sometimes I get into my drawing and I don't realize what I'm saying. Another thing I forgot, oh my goodness, is we're going to add a belly to our monkey. So I'm just going to go back with my jaggedy lines and kind of make a jaggedy circle. And that we're going to color a different color as well. So here we go. We're almost done with our monkey. There's a lot to color there. Okay. I think we have to color more in for the front here. Okay, great. We got his arms and his hands. Now let's do his face real quick. I'm gonna color purple on the outsides of his ears here, but not on the inside. That's gonna be a different color. Nice. And then I'm gonna color just a little bit at the top of his head, but I'm gonna leave some white space around his eyes. Just a little bit on the side and on his chin. Maybe, yeah, right up to under his eyes. Okay, there we go, good. And then the last thing is his tail. Man, what would you do if you had a tail like a monkey? So many crazy things. Monkeys can hang from trees with their tail. They can swing from vines. They can even, like, I think, hold on to bananas with their tail. It's crazy. Okay, great. He's all colored in for his fur. Now let's do the other color. So we're going to get out. This color is a really interesting color. What color is this? It's peach. That's what it says on the pencil. If you don't have a peach, you can use a brown. That'll work just as well too. But since I have a peach today, I'm going to use it. Peach color. And I'm going to color in his mouth peach and his ears as well, the insides of his ears. And then around his eyes, we're going to color that peach as well. So that's why we left it white earlier. If you want to make him even look more like a monkey, you can go back with this purple and draw just this little part that comes in here. Because monkeys sometimes have that. They have hair that kind of makes that little, I don't even know what it is. It's kind of like an M shape on their forehead. Okay, now let's continue with our peach. Let's color his arms, his fingers, his hands, his belly, and his feet. Mr. Monkey, you are almost all colored in. And he is. Nice, guys. High five. And guess what? You just finished part 3. Wow. Monkey looks, wait, almost finished part 3. I forgot. Let's color in his eyes. There we go. Oh my goodness, silly Amber's always forgetting. Okay, now you just finished part 3. The monkey looks really great. So if you want to stop here, this is also a great place to stop. Your monkey's all colored in. But if you want to keep going, we have one more part. Part 4, keep your colors out. We're going to go back and add some more colors on the same colors. All right, so for what I mean by that is we're going to get out our purple. And this is where it helps to use a darker purple if you have it. But if you don't, you can just color darker with the same purple. And we're going to add a few dark spots on our monkey. And this is going to be mainly kind of close to the black lines near the bottom of his arms or the lower sides of his arms here. This is giving our monkey a shadow and kind of making him look a little bit more 3D, kind of making him just jump off the page a little bit. It's cool that you can do that with art, isn't it? All right, so anywhere around kind of close to a black line, I'm coloring a little bit darker, but not in the middle parts. All right, the outsides of his ears, let's do that too. Maybe close to the bottom of his chin. Let's do some of his legs here. And for this, remember those jiggity jags that we did earlier? That's how I'm coloring with this. I just realized that. I'm doing jiggity jags up and down really fast. Jiggity jags are really useful. Okay, nice, good, okay, awesome. So he's now kind of more colored in with some dark spots. Now, let's see, maybe I can do that a little bit with the, yes I can. With the peach, I'm just gonna push down a little harder. Just a few spots, nothing too major, nothing too crazy here. Maybe at the bottom of his chin, on the insides of his ears, so just the little inside spot there. Awesome, okay, now where is our monkey? You know, well, this week, we're drawing all things you can find in the jungle, and monkeys usually are in the jungle. And maybe they're by a tree that has a banana, so I figured we could draw that today. So I'm just gonna kind of take my brown, and I'm just gonna draw kind of this kind of curvy line. It can be kind of any shape as long as it's kind of tall and maybe gets skinnier at the top. And I'm just gonna kind of color it in brown. This is gonna be the trunk of our banana tree. Now, I don't know if this is really what banana trees look like, but in my drawing, this is what banana trees look like. I'm gonna put a few little lines going sideways. And then I'm gonna get out my dark green, and I'm just gonna add some big leaves. And this, I'm kind of making an arc, and then I'm meeting at the point and then bringing it back. Arcing and then bringing it back. for all purposes, you could just kind of scribble some green on there and call it a day. It'll look good too. So, alrighty. And then the best part of the banana tree is the bananas, of course. Let me sharpen that yellow there. All right, I'm gonna draw some bananas, and these are gonna be like, you know how we did the C, the letter C earlier? Well, I'm just drawing the letter C, and then I'm kind of going back on the other side of the letter C and drawing it again, and then coloring it all in. There's some bananas. Maybe there's a banana down here that he's eyeing. He's thinking of eating. Maybe there's 2 of them. Nice. Okay, awesome. Now let's just give him, maybe there's a big green plant that he's sitting in front of. Let's see, I think I'll use this green. This is kind of a darker green. So if you have different types of green when you're coloring this picture, that really helps, because in the jungle, there's all sorts of plants, and all sorts of plants have all sorts of colors, and a lot of them are green because plants are green. So that's really great if you can use different types, but if not, that's okay too. All right, so I'm drawing some plants maybe in the background. They're kind of coming out this way from our monkey. And maybe he's sitting on some lighter green grass up front, so I'm gonna take my lighter green, and I'm just gonna color up and down, up and down. And I'm coloring kind of fast. If you ever need to slow down and pause the video and then come back, that's perfectly fine. Alrighty, let's get a little bit down by your feet here, Mr. Monkey. Nice. And then maybe we'll put some, let's see, maybe we'll put some more green up here. I'll do my other green. I'll just kind of draw some scribbly lines to show that maybe there's some other trees back here. Maybe we'll finish it off with the blue sky. What do you think? All right, let's get out that blue. Now, I usually see monkeys when I go to the zoo, but they also live in the forest, in the rainforest, in the jungle, and they have monkey tribes and monkey friends that they like to go play with and go forage for bananas with. So I think that's really cool. I'd like to see them in the rainforest one day. Maybe I'll go there for a visit. Say hi to my monkey friend. Maybe I'll draw him a picture and see what he thinks. All right, and you know what? I think we're just done, finished our drawing. High five, guys. It looks really great. Okay, do you know what the last part is? The last part is to sign your drawing. So take out your black marker, and you're gonna write your name extra fancy in the bottom corner, and that way everyone knows who did the beautiful drawing. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time for more drawing and jungle adventures. All right, bye.